Well, good Thursday morning to you. I just thought I would run through a little bit of what my days look like for anybody who's curious. So I work in nutrition. Maybe you don't even know this, but and I do a lot of classes, but I also support clients one-on-one. And I don't necessarily talk about that all the time, but today I am in particular building a program of 4 visits for a client that I've worked with in the past, where the main complaint is this creeping back in of histamine and mast cell potential issues that is really super impacting low energy. So a lot of the program has to be built around helping bring back some of those energy functions in the body so that she's able to move through the day with a little bit more ease. And there's so many different pieces to contemplate when looking at what somebody's main health concern is and understanding what's going on biochemically behind the scenes. So because I've seen her before, I know a lot of the history and I know the work we've done, and in conversations over the years, been able to track and see how she's doing. And now like a rash of new symptoms are showing up. So we're doing kind of a reset. And what I do with each client is I have a 1-page cheat sheet, worksheet, I call it, with things you want to do at breakfast, things you want to do every day, and then a section at the bottom for things you want to do once or twice a week. And with each of these clients, we just constantly are refining this 1-page cheat sheet that lives on the back of a cupboard door in the kitchen. And we strip away what is onerous, what isn't working, what isn't helping, and we really bring it down to the basics. And I'm marveling at how much the basics are the same for everybody, even though there's different reasons behind why they may have the issues they have, in this case, low energy and potentially histamine things. So while my honey of a client is going to be getting a list of those foods that are best foods to support energy production in the body, like everybody who has energy issues would totally get that food list. What does that even mean, right? Eat these foods, you'll be fine. Wait, but I eat these foods all the time, is what I typically tend to hear from clients. So then I think, no, like that's such a small equation, small part of it. The work that I do with clients is not necessarily a list of foods to focus on, although I do provide those because I think a lot of people want that to know, am I doing it right? What are the best foods for me? Like, do I really need to eat asparagus? Here's the reason why, whatever. But what I do with clients is the frequency of things and exploring what's potentially missing. What is that blind piece that they don't know that they're not hitting as what it is they'll need in order to nourish their bodies? So as a result, this client just took the low energy class. And there's 3 pieces to get started on in that class for sure. But in our one-on-one support, we're going deeper. And the things we're doing to go deeper for her is we're really honing in on how breakfast can help balance blood sugars over the course of the day. And the better work you can do to balance those blood sugars, the less the mitochondria firing for energy later in the day, the less that's going to be impacted. If you're not eating well at breakfast, then you're going to have a hard time regulating your energy later in the day. So we're doing that one. We're doing electrolytes for her, which is a contributing factor. We're also looking at gut health because of the histamine piece to this. So we're going to be doing a round of probiotics for her in order, really actually aiming support where she will need it. And then we're doing some of those foods that will do deep nutrition. Now, deep nutrition in this sense is, what are those nutrients I think she's missing in the biochemistry that her body needs to produce energy, to clear histamine, to support all of the organs working hard when a body is struggling with energy or anything else on the go. So for her, we're doing deep nutrition aimed at the adrenals, blood sugar balancing, those big nutrients to support your mitochondria to function better, and some of those mast cell stabilizing foods. So, everybody gets a different individualized approach. But if you were to strip the layers back, everybody comes back to the same thing. Eat real food. Calm down. Do what you can to bring in joy. Do what you can to not get overwhelmed, and then bless it and get on with it. It's way more subtle than that, but those are the big overarching themes. So that's a little bit of how I approach supporting clients. I really meet them where they're at. I try to figure out what's going on biochemically behind the scenes. What's the biochemistry that's struggling. What are the nutrients that are missing? Which organs are working the hardest? Which ones are having a hard time? And where is there a shortage of something that's making another organ or another system work even harder? And how can we help to rebalance that out through the stuff you put in here 3 to 5 times a day when you're eating? Yeah, the foods, right? It's just food, but also it's an input. It's one of the inputs, and there's way more than just food I'm doing with this client. We're doing circadian rhythm health. We're also doing supplements to actually be that pointed piece. But it's a deep, convoluted, complicated, miraculous kind of thing. When the body is having a hard time, she lets you know. So listen. A little bit of an insight into how I approach things when I'm supporting clients through things. So if ever you need any support anywhere, making sense of things, decluttering, simplifying, figuring out what your day-to-day can look like, and how the frequency of foods and like all of the things. It's not just here's a list of foods, eat these, but like how to nourish yourself, how to move through your days, how to be a human, how to participate in this world, and how to be a player. That's what I do. Yeah. And I love what I do. So know that I'm here to support you at every step of the way. If ever you need support, please just send me a direct message and let's get a conversation started. Yeah. Okay. That's it.